I got involved with raw foods because of my health. So what happened is Noah and I, this is my husband Noah, and we were playing around with juicing, and it was so cool to juice. So we started juicing the same recipe every day. About 6 months. Every day we would have 1 beet, 1 carrot, some celery, some spinach, until I started turning orange. He didn't turn orange, but I turned orange. And all of a sudden I wasn't feeling so well, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, and I started reading about, beta carotene and too much of this and too much of that, and how it can affect some people and not some other people. And what we both realized is that he and I have completely different dietary needs. So whereas he can eat the same thing over and over again, if I have too many beets or too many carrots, I will start turning all sorts of weird colors. And what happened is, after juicing for 6 months, I tried to go back to regular food. And what I learned over time, this has been almost a 5-year process, is that you can't go back to regular food once you start juicing, because you don't know how to create your enzymes anymore. Your body kind of forgets, or it turns off the enzymes. And so when you start eating regular food, let's say bread, chocolates, or processed food, or cooked foods, your body runs out and says, I don't know what to do with all this food, help me. Because when you're juicing, all your essential enzymes come from your juice. Your body doesn't have to process anything. It's right there, and it helps you process. So it was a really interesting process of getting sick, changing our diet, trying something new, getting sick again, until we kind of found a really nice balance. So I loved how you said it's an art of living, because it truly is.
Yes.
And the way I live, and I'm sorry not to be rude, can you let
Sure.
somebody downstairs?
Yes.
Sorry, I usually turn my phone off when we start, but this is vetting was just locked up. John did a great job. So what happened is, over the last 5 years, we've really been experimenting with what works and what doesn't, and not necessarily what works for everyone, but what works for me versus what works for Noah, because his body is different, my body is different, so we really had to play with what we can do and what we can't do. And I also have to get rid of a lot of stuff in my life. I can't eat wheat, I can't have dairy, I can't have chocolate, I can't have I have a list this long of things I cannot have. And of course, I kind of went back that way for a while. I was like, how can I not have that? But the punishment was so severe, the consequences to my body were so severe, that I've just kind of learned to let that go and say, okay, I'm 44, I've had it for 40x years of my life, and I'm just going to walk away and try something different. Which is how I got into raw food, because I totally needed to try something different. And not just add more salads, because we have plenty of salads, but just kind of experiment with different things that we could play with. So I became raw food chef certified. I went to a bunch of schools. And what I love about raw food, what makes me passionate about raw food, is food science. I like to know how things work in my body, because I'm really sensitive. And so if I eat something even a little bit off, and maybe TMI, I don't poop. And if I don't poop, nobody's happy in my house. So I like to be really regular. And if my food makes me irregular, then I have to shift something. And this might be TMI, but if you don't poop regularly, you are not a happy camper. So back to food science. It's really important that you find a balance of food that makes you process regularly, so that you never get sick from what stays in your body. Whatever goes in your body should be out of your body within 12 to 18 hours, so that you don't get any gastric juices or acids that don't belong. Very important. So over the last couple of years, Noah and I have experimented, and when the opportunity came for me to be the organizer of the Raw Food Meetup, I said, go! Let's do it, because I really wanted to create a forum that was fun. I also took it out of the venue of people's houses, because it was kind of small, and not that I don't like to visit people's houses, but I wanted places that were big where we could really explore. I also wanted places we do a lot of. We go visit farms, we go visit different kind of venues, so we can kind of see different lifestyles and what people are doing and how they're doing it, and learn in the process. So all that being said, here's the other thing I'll tell you about why I'm passionate about raw food, because it has to be easy peasy. And if it's not, I'm not doing it.
Yes.
So I have a dehydrator. That was the first investment we made, and I love creating stuff in my dehydrator. Unfortunately, it is easy, but it's a long demonstration, because I can prepare it, but then it has to sit in the dehydrator for X amount of hours. So we didn't bring dehydrators today. We'll leave that for some food classes and some of the teachers who want to share that. What I like to share when I demonstrate are things that are really easy to make. So I made some banana cream cookies today that are so delicious. Unfortunately, they have to stay in the freezer because it's so hot in Florida, everything starts to melt in 2 minutes. But I wanted to show you the chocolate glaze that I make for the cookies. Now this chocolate glaze is so good. You can dip strawberries, you can dip bananas, you can dip nuts, you can really dip whatever you want. I've been doing celery and chocolate glaze because I don't know why the combination just seems to work for me lately. But it's that good, and you can put it on raw ice cream, you can put it on crackers, raw crackers, I mean kind of like a Nutella spread. So I wanted to show you how easy it was, how it takes 2 minutes, and then I will go to the back and glaze my cookies for you guys, and then we'll have the next set of demonstrators. So ignore the labels because we kind of pre-packaged everything, but this is raw cacao. Love the raw cacao, so I'm going to need help here. Are you guys going to? Yeah. I make a mess.
Where do you get that?
So I'm going to share my sources with you because it's really important to know. You can get it online, whatever you need, but all of that in there. This is exactly what I got this. So how best you want to do it. I'll start with it. It just seems to work. So I'm going to share my sources because it's kind of hard to find products here in South Florida. It shouldn't be, but it is a little bit. You can get everything online. There are really wonderful, reputable sources. But my wonderful husband drives every Saturday to Coconut Grove, and he goes to Glaze Organic Farms. She is open every Saturday of the year from 10 till about 5:30. She has an amazing raw buffet where she prepares salads, and they make raw pizzas and raw ice cream.
Ice cream.
Glaze
Organic Farms.
Coconut Grove. And all of that will be shared on the website today. I'll repost the links. They're already there, I believe, but I'll repost because I went a couple weeks ago and I took some fabulous pictures of some of her salads because I wanted people to know what kind of ingredients she has. She has all sorts of nuts. She has all sorts of seeds. She has all sorts of spices and powders, and I buy my raw cacao from her. Her prices are really comparable to what I found online, and her product is really good. That's okay. I make bigger messes, so this is good. Yes, Doug?
What's the difference between cacao and chocolate?
Okay, so the difference between cacao and chocolate are the ingredients. Cacao is just the grain or
what comes out of the pot.
okay, what comes out of the pod, and then they take it and they
Ground up.
grind it. Chocolate is, and especially chocolate that you buy today, a whole bunch of crappy ingredients that you never want with your cacao, including milk products, byproducts, whey.
Does chocolate come from the cacao plant and then they add other things to it?
So raw cacao is like the pure ingredient, because I've always wondered that too. How many calories? Is it calories?
Calories come when you put the milk in.
We don't count calories in raw.
And in fact, it's so minimal that they don't even write it down because it is not the cacao that is fattening.
Right.
It is the coconut oil that I'll add that's fattening, but that's a really yummy fat. And
Yeah.
you're going to see
And it
how
cleans you
little
up.
I add to my cacao recipe. It is the agave. It says Dijon, but it's actually agave. Okay, so we put, 1 cup of cacao, and this is 1 cup of, and I'll do this one. And this is 1 cup of, no, I got this one. Okay. 1 cup of agave, and you don't have to put agave. This week when I was making cookies for the neighborhood, I ran out of everything. So you can either put raw honey, raw agave, or you can put maple syrup. And the one that I actually used in the cookies, because I ran out of everything before I got my new batch, was yacon syrup, Y-A-C-O-N syrup. Really good. Great glycemic index, really good for people who have diabetes because it goes right through the bloodstream without affecting it whatsoever. And it's got a really nice, yummy, dark taste. You'll taste it in the cookies, yes.
Where did you get the yacon syrup? Down at Glaze?
Glazer Organic Farms.
And what is your website?
Okay, so hold on. Glazer Organic Farms is glazerorganicfarms.com. If you've never been there and you're not sure what she has, you go to their products page and you can see everything that she sells minus the salads that she prepares. Because the salad, she doesn't mark those, you actually have to go, that's her farmer's market as she calls it, and you actually have to go there and pick it up. She sells everything by the pound. But she has even her raw ice creams because she ships all these products. So if you didn't want to go there and you wanted to order it online and pay a little extra money, she'll ship it right to your door.
But your website.
Okay, so our website is, we are www.meetup.com/rawfood-425. I have a website that's coming, but it's not up yet because I'm going to integrate all my worlds. I'll give you my background in just a moment. But that you'll hear about that at the next meetup, and I will shamelessly promote myself once I have my website up. Just so you know, before I came to Raw Foods, Noah and I, we are laughter yoga leaders, and what we do is we help people laugh in the community. So we Tuesdays, Wednesdays in the morning, and Thursday nights in Hollywood. We have laughter circles where we help people jiggle and joggle and move all their internal organs so that eventually we can bring them to the raw food. We get them to get everything out of their heads and into their bodies so that they can just breathe and relax and be open to new suggestions. So let's go back to the recipe for a moment. So once you have this going on, then you add, and all of these recipes again will be online with pictures. You add to this, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. And this coconut oil is actually from Ecuador. I was just there on a trip, and they call it white gold. So just that good. And then you add, so I want you to see that the 2 tablespoons of oil are the only fat that we've added so far.
How was Ecuador?
Ecuador is fabulous.
That's what I
And
hear.
in fact, okay, I'll make the announcement right now. End of June, and this will be posted, shamelessly promotion again, and it'll be posted on, we'll put it a few times, but we are going to have a raw food retreat in Ecuador.
Oh.
And actually, the chef who will be running the raw food retreat will be here in April, middle of April. She's going to be here for 3 days. It's called Raw and Juicy Retreat. That's on our website as well. She's amazing. She's funny. She makes it really easy to eat raw because she makes you laugh and she teaches you, and it sticks. When you laugh and you learn something, it sticks right here and right here. And if you can spend the weekend with her and laugh, then you're going to want to do these recipes when you get home. So I add to this 1 teaspoon, and this is a half teaspoon measure, so I add 1 teaspoon of the vanilla extract, organic of course, and then you just add a dash of sea salt. And this is actually Himalayan sea salt. Again, all these things can be gotten at Glaze Organic Farms. Whole Foods carries most or some of these products. Okay, I used to do this in a blender, but then I'd have to put my arm all the way in and then scoop out the chocolate. And then one day I realized that this works just as well, easier to clean. Sometimes you might be having all sorts of functions today.
Yeah, you can throw those things up against the wall, they don't break. I've dropped them.
I can hear you.
I said it would never occur to me to pick up my magic bullet.
You can practically throw them up against the wall. There's that dog has pulled it off the
Well, 'cause I got all the
counter.
chocolate at the bottom and all the liquids at the...
No, I just never did that.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny.
This is double the recipe I usually put in here. So what I'll do is I'll go into the other room and keep on doing this and glaze the cookies, and I'm going to let our next demonstrators come. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to make chocolate glaze. And this is a 1 cup recipe. You get 1 cup of chocolate glaze. It stays in the fridge for a couple of days. It hardens a little bit, but if you put it back out, it softens. Or if you put this in a hot water bath, a slight hot water bath, you get it really soft. But like I said, it's really good on almost anything you put on it, and you'll actually taste it with the cookies. So I'm